It's about that time we had a talk with the aunties. Some of y'all aunties from Gen X and the Babyboomer generation be out here shaming millennials and Gen Z, not knowing that you are a big part of the reason that millennials and Gen Z's women are moving like they're moving now. And it ain't what you think. A lot of us millennials and Gen Zs see the older generation of women as the biggest fucking gatekeepers in the community. We believe you guys to be a big reason why a lot of the fuck shit still goes on. And while you guys are looking down on us and shaming us for not being married, sit down, baby. Let me tell you how we feel about you actually being married. I'm not gonna tiptoe around this. I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. Now I wanna say this ain't all the aunties. This ain't all the aunties, but this is a good number of aunties that need to understand the lens from which we see things. First of all, baby, we have seen you guys in your marriages do the most and get the least. And while you over here absorbing the messages of these young men who say all women want to do is twerk online, all women want to do is get flued out and get a bag, and they own that independent woman stuff, let me tell you something. If OnlyFans go out of business, I'll believe them. But as long as OnlyFans is still kicking and running every single day and making millions upon millions each year, guess what? Guess what? These brothers don't have no problem with no damn twerking. What they have a problem with is a woman who has body autonomy and personal autonomy. A woman that has her own individuality and her own personal style and her own mind. Because they see us as pieces of property. And we have saw you be in your marriages and bend over backwards and get the bare minimums. We've saw you put up with cheating, gambling, abuse, other families, DV, essay, and other unthinkable things, and try to work it all out because you thought that if you love a little harder, if you give a little more, he will be a better man. But you didn't really understand what was really happening here. What he was doing is he was breaking you down systematically, okay? He was breaking you down systematically. And you didn't understand that, but we do understand that. He was breaking you down systematically so that you could stop having your own autonomy, so that you could stop having your own voice, so that you can stop feeling like you need to be seen and be heard. So you went to the pastor and you pray for your marriage. And instead of you looking at it and saying, maybe this person's character is not something that I need to be tethered to, you said, no, I'm going to love a little harder. And your heart got softer. And when your heart got softer, you start letting shit fly under the radar. You start letting shit slide. And now he was happy because you have become more docile. You become less of a person. You become less of yourself. But the person that you sat on the bench, the person that haunts you to this day. We see y'all spitting this vitriol to the younger generation. And see, us millennials, we ain't got nothing but love for Gen Zs. You know why? Because we didn't betray ourselves. When they call us independent, when they call us modern day women, it's just a ploy to say that, to shame us for not wanting to be tethered to emotionally dysregulated men who cannot love us properly and do not see the value in us. If somebody sees you as an object or a object of pleasure or something to give them and feed their desires only, you're not being humanized. And the women of this generation prefer to be humans. Go figure. Also, Auntie, we saw the sadness behind your eyes. Thousands upon thousands of women, millennials, Gen Zs alike, are talking about the different marriages and the dynamics of those marriages. We saw you lower your voice, lower your roar, turn down your fire and your inferno, just so you could say you have a man. And this man out here embarrassing you. All you could think about is saving face so that you can present yourself to the world a certain type of way. And then you want to invite us into that misery? I think the fuck not. We know what these men want. And we are telling them to
the love of good women isn't
allow ourselves to
all
be
they
drained
need.
in
Many of them need
self-betrayal.
help that extends beyond our love.
Ain't nothing
VW
wrong
have
with loving a
deluded
man,
themselves.
but it's damn
For
sure something wrong with
decades.
not needing to love yourself in sacrifice of a man. So a lot of the millennials, a lot of the Gen Zs, we saw what you went through. We saw you break your back for your marriage. We saw what it did to you. We saw that you lost a lot of yourself. We saw that you are unhappy, but we see that you are complacent. You traded your sense of self, your personal autonomy, for the illusion of the white picket fence. So y'all could take all that modern day woman, twerk queen, blah, 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 bullshit, and stick it where the sun don't shine. Because we saw you, auntie, and we don't want that shit.